Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Kalaya coming at you with another quick lesson. Prior to getting started, I'd like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to Ophilah. Shalom. All right. And the premise of this lesson, all right, is going to pretty much be surrounded by being baptized and ultimately, cleansing ourselves daily. Right, it can you can get into the habit, right, of not cleansing yourself, man. Which Jay should be taking baths every day, all right. But nevertheless, I'm talking about spiritually, all right, spiritually bathing, all right, spiritually being baptized, okay. Which I'm gonna get that word as well, but being out in the world. All right, we all have jobs. We all, have to go to the store, different things of that nature. All right, being around, Jake, being around, these different heathens. Okay, we still live in a world, all right, and a world of wickedness at that. But nevertheless, you got to remember that this flesh is wicked as well. Okay, the different things in which we allow ourselves to be exposed to, whether that's via social media, TV, things of that nature, man. All right, those things get you filthy, okay? Get your spirit filthy, get your conscience filthy, man. All right, and also you gotta remember this. All right, that old man, all right, is coming back daily, okay? He's trying to come back daily. All right, Satan uses that old man in different instances, okay, to throw you off, to make you slip, make you trip up. But it's important and it's imperative, okay, that we kill that old man, which ultimately is what? Pretty much cleansing ourselves, all right? Washing that dirt off you, okay? So I'm gonna start off with 1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 20, and it reads, which sometimes, 1 Peter 3 and 20, which sometimes were disobedient when once the long suffering of Yahweh waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was preparing. Within few, that is, 8 souls were saved by water, which is going to explain. The like figure whereunto even baptism doth also now save us, not the putting away of the filth of the flesh. You see, not talking about just bathing, okay. It says, but the answering of a good conscience towards Yahweh by the resurrection of Yahushai Hamashiach. And that word baptism right there goes into baptisma, okay, which is the being immersed or submerged, all right. But then when you go into the root word of baptisma, it's baptizo, if I'm saying it correctly, which when you get it in a blue letter, it says to repeatedly be dipped, okay. So it's not just being dipped one time, all right, because say for instance, say a cup, all right, say the cup is you, all right, you can wash that cup one time, all right, that's likened unto coming into the truth, all right, ultimately knowing this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But time after time, after you using that cup, all right, in different situations, that cup gets dirty again, all right. And you could liken that unto, you going off, right? Jake thinking shit that they, don't usually think about when they're, fully immersed in the truth, okay? You find yourself in different situations, past situations in which, you've dealt with already. These things are likened unto being filthy. Again, you're making yourself filthy again, all right? So it's important that we do what? Perform that baptismo. All right, that baptismo, I believe it's baptismo. And Salaki, I can't grab it because I'm using my phone. But anyway, it said to what? To dip repeatedly. Okay, and that's what we got to do, man. All right, we gotta be dipped repeatedly, man. All right, I want to get this Ephesians 4 and 20. Okay, just to set the pace, man, set the record straight. Right? This is Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 20, and it reads, but ye have not so learned Hamashiach, If so be that ye have heard him and have been taught by him, as the truth is in Yahushua Mashiach, that ye put off concerning the former conversation of the old man, which that conversation going into what, man? Anastrophe, okay? How you hold yourself, the things you get into, all right? The things you represent, okay? That's what that's going into, man. It says, I'm gonna read that part again, that ye put off concerning the former conversation the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lusts, and be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Okay, so we have to ultimately continue to renew ourselves, man. The flesh is working against you, Jake. All right, scriptures tell you in the book of Romans, if I'm not mistaken, all right, that the flesh and the spirit are constantly at war with each other. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Knock it down. I ain't go to it in a while, man. Which I quoted it, I just wanted to see if I could pull it real quick. I know I'm right on top of it. Bear with me. I mean, it's fine. Like I said, I quoted it, but nevertheless, hey, the flesh is constantly working, against you, man. All right, and a common saying in the truth is what brothers always said. You either feeding your flesh or you feeding your spirit. Okay, and sometimes we can get lackadaisical, but it's important that you listen to your first mind. All right. When the Lord put it on your spirit, to cleanse yourself, okay, that you do that, because the Lord he'll put you in a situation where you have to, all right, and we've all been there before, and it's not fun, all right, it's not fun, it's embarrassing, okay, but it be necessary, all right. But as you grow in this truth, you also start to look at the signs, all right, because it's like a snowball effect. Some things might happen throughout the week where you can't do your normal routine of reading, all right, studying and things of that nature, but it's important that you lock in and you get to it, all right, because that snowball could start off, all right, the size of a golf ball and then turn into a basketball, man, all right, then turn into a beach ball. Now it's at an overwhelming size, all right, and now it's hard, all right, for you to fall back into your routine, That's why we got to, constantly fight, all right, day to day on putting that old man down while it's small, while the situation is small, nipping things in the bud, man. All right, that term, nip it in the bud, is on a plant or a tree, a bud is small. When you snip that off, the branch cannot grow. All right, you're getting rid of the problem early on. All right, and brothers know exactly what I'm talking about, man. We all have different things. All right, different, what it said? It said deceitful lusts. And that ain't, it's whatever you lust after, man. All right, in the flesh. Okay? Just nip that shit in the bud, man. Get it under control. You see? Let me see, is there more? Right there. Yeah, verse 24 says, and that ye put on the new man, which after Yahweh is created in righteousness and true holiness. Right? True separateness. Okay? Being separate. Being separated from this world, all right, putting your lust under subjection, all right, the different things in which, all right, normally would dictate your actions, okay, hey, putting that shit under control, all right. But I want to get one more. I ain't gonna keep it too long. Jake tired as hell, man, just getting off the plantation. I'm gonna get Psalms, the 51st chapter, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. Which, we all love this one, but it's refreshing, man. All right, to read it and understand it. But really, I'm gonna start at the top. All right, Psalms 51 at the top, it says, "Have mercy upon me, O Yahweh, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. All right, so you got to understand that, hey, when your mind, tell you, hey, you slipping, things of that nature, that's a form of mercy, man. The Lord putting it on your spirit to acknowledge, all right, which is going to go into that as well, okay? It's the Lord is acknowledging, damn, mosquitoes and shit, man. The Lord is He's giving you the opportunity to acknowledge your shortcomings, man. All right, the things in which you're struggling in. So you have to, take that acknowledgement and put forth what? Action behind it. It's one thing to acknowledge it, but you got to move on it. All right, reading, studying, fasting, praying. Okay, these are the ways in which we move on it, man. Removing yourself out of certain situations. If if that situation is too strong for you, okay, seek out a way. Pray to the Lord to allow you to get out of that situation, man. All right. It says, wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. Right. And that's not talking about the Lord, turning on the shower of the heavens and Jake standing in the fucking rain. All right. Nah, man. It's talking about, hey, this word. Okay. Being immersed, being dipped, baptismo. Okay. Repeatedly. All right. Hey, we know this was a King David. Okay, we knew King David was a righteous man, right? But then he sinned. Okay, he transgressed. All right, he had to be washed again and again and again. All right, same as us. All right, it says, "Wash me thoroughly from mine iniquity and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me." Right, acknowledging is a big step. But we have to put action behind it, man. All right, ceasing the things in which, how you say it, man, push forth that sin, man. Ceasing those things, okay. Putting our liberties to a minimum, and I'm speaking to myself first and foremost, man. All right, Jake know what liberties got him tied up, okay, put him in a bad position, Hey, control those things. Get them under control. Let's see. It says, I'm gonna jump down to verse 6. It says, "Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow." Right, hyssop was used by the Levites to what? To purify, man. All right, that's an ancient herb that was used for purification. You see, hey, this word can be likened unto hyssop, man, being made pure, being made clean. All right, and we use that daily, just as much as you wash your ass daily. All right, get in the habit of what? At least just reading, okay, a little bit, out your day, man. All right, whatever time works for you. But hey, scriptures tell you, Revelations, I believe that's what, 2 and 7, if I'm not mistaken. Where am I? Look, next, man. Jeez. Is it 2 and 7? No, it's where is it? No, that's 1 and 3. Salakia. Yeah, Revelations 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Right, blessed is he that readeth, man. Okay, so getting a little dose of that hyssop daily would definitely contribute greatly to purging yourself, man. Cleaning yourself, killing that old man. Because believe you me, he's testing the lock that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua put on you, man. All right, you gotta not only lock that old man up, but you gotta kill him daily, man. He gonna test that lock. Okay, in the bigger, like I use that snowball analogy, the bigger and bigger you allow the problem to grow, the harder it is to subdue it. Okay, so kill it while it's small, man. Let's see, verse 8, it says, make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide my face from my sins and blot out mine iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O Yahweh, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit away from me. You know, because that's ultimately what's going to happen once that snowball get too big, man. Once the problem get too big, the Lord going to take your light away and give it to another. All right. So it's important, okay, that we deal with this immediately, man. Pray to the Lord. This was an example of David praying unto the Lord, man. Hey, not only, you know, refresh me, Lord, clean me, clean my conscience, clean my spirit, allow me to, you know, kill this old man. All right. Hey, but hey, don't cast your presence away from me, man. Please. You know, babakashah. Okay, we gotta be in the same spirit, you know. But that was, you know, that was the point. I was meditating on this for a couple of days, and I said, let me put this on wax, you know. So, Lord willing, it was edifying, first and foremost, to the hopefully elect, and then those that cling unto the body. Prior to getting out of here, I'd like to give all glory, honors, and prayers unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect. Shalom and a Baba.